Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4, I think. Yeah, episode 4 in the EC Leader Show, how to filter distractions to get more done. And of course, we have over here my little mascot. Hello, everyone. He is here to say good evening, and he's happy. So hopefully he'll be parked on my lap, having a great time. If you are here, say hello in the comments. We're going to be talking about how to filter distractions to get more done. As you're coming in and saying hi, let me know what is the most distracting person, thing, or kind of environment in your school that is the most distracting. So if it's a person, right, the person is the most distracting, or if it's a group of people, is there a specific room, that's your environment, that's really distracting, or is there like a thing or something, or an object, or just a time of day that just is super distracting? So let me know in the comments so we can kick this party on the road. Let's get going here. Let's see who's in town. Dun, dun, dun. Lots of people. Let's see. Nicole. Hey, Nicole. You're very welcome for the thank you note. I love writing thank you notes. I'm actually going to be talking about that today. No audio in. Can anyone else not hear me? Hi, Rivka. I'll pick up the little man so you could see him. Say hi to Rivka. Say hello. He's parking here on my lap. Alrighty, let's see who else is in town. Say hello in the comments and let me know if there is a group of people who are the most distracting, or there is a specific kind of environment that's really distracting, or an object or a thing that is really distracting as you're coming in and saying hello. Okay. Let's just see if there's anyone else here that we want to have them show up. And I'm going to get started in 1 more minute. My love. Yeah, making lots of noises. All right, let's see who's here. Thanks, Rivka. Oh, hi, Tammy. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So Tammy says her office is the most distracting. We're very limited on space. I share an office with 2 other people. All right, Tammy, thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to share some tricks on that. Jennifer, hi, how are you? I share an office. I have trouble with other conversations that are happening. People are popping in and out of the office, and you can hear me. That's good. Rivka, yes, my office is the tiniest one I've ever seen. Yes, Rivka, by far. I think Rivka actually has like a size limit of like what size you have to be to work in her office because it's so small. I couldn't fit in there when I was pregnant. So teeny tiny little space over there. Gula says, is it okay to close office doors? Sometimes parents and teachers always outside my office. Yes, we're going to talk about that today. Jody, hi, Jody. Thanks for bringing the little man. You're very welcome. I brought him actually for a 2-day conference, and I barely had to hold him because everyone was just having so much fun with him. Lisa says, walking through the hallway, I get distracted because I know I need to support on the classroom, so I say hi to people, lose track of time. Yes, I could actually write everyone's scripts. That's how common everything that you're saying is. Nicole says, I get no work done at work, so the environment, I guess. I always feel like I have to jump in and help people. Classic rescuer. Nicole, we gotta help, we gotta work on that. Linger in my office sanctuary while they deal. Alrighty, so lots of common distractions here are the office, which is environment, or people, which are the teachers, or distractions like other people's conversations. All very normal, all the typical things that, you know, directors get distracted by. So when it comes to filtering distractions, I like to look at through 2 things, okay? And this is really with anything, any kind of thing that you're trying to filter out of your life. So if you're trying to filter out junk food or sugar, or you're trying to work out more, you're trying to filter out toxic people from your life, or whatever you're trying to like filter, you're looking at it through two ways, okay? Either you get more willpower or you avoid the need for willpower altogether, okay? So it's either, number one, get more willpower, and I'll talk about that in a second, or you avoid the need for willpower. So let me explain what I mean by that. You get more willpower by having healthy habits. Eating more, sleeping better, not eating more, eating healthier, sleeping more, exercising, all kinds of things like that. That's how you build your immune system. That's how you're able to have more willpower, right? Very, very hard to do. It's a lot easier to avoid the need for willpower, right? So if you have a pantry stocked full of junk food and all kinds of crap, you are creating an environment where you need to have a ton of willpower not to open that pantry. Or you could just completely avoid the need for willpower and have a pantry full of great healthy options, okay? So now let's translate that to early childhood, okay? So Jody says the hallway is if you give a mouse a cookie syndrome. I love that. Oh my God, I love that. That is so cool. That is totally going to be the subject line of my next email, Jody. Totally stealing that. I love it. Okay, and now I'm getting distracted. Okay. So going back to what I was saying. So what you want to do is you want to avoid the need for willpower altogether. Okay, so I'm going to share a personal example first, and then I'm going to give you guys two strategies of how you can create your environment in a way that doesn't give you the need to have willpower. Okay, so on Thursdays is my relationship days. It's content and relationship days. My days are actually themed out in a way so that I have to do less willpower, where when I sit down, I know exactly what I have to do that day. And so Thursdays is relationships. And so on Thursdays is when I sit down to write thank you cards, when I reach out to people that I have relationships with in the media or other people that I've met, it's relationship day. And so on Wednesday nights, my desk, right where I'm sitting right now, I take out my thank you cards, my envelopes, a pen, and stamps. Every Wednesday night comes and sits down parked on my desk. Why? Because Thursday mornings at 10 o'clock on my Google Calendar, there's a ping and it says thank you cards. And so I don't want to have to try to remember that today's Thursday and, oh, let me start digging. Where are those thank you cards? And then while I'm looking for the thank you cards, I find this really important piece of paper and it's like, oh my God, I never paid this bill. Oh, I really should pay this bill. No. I'm not supposed to be paying bills now. So I'm writing thank you cards now. Then I start looking for stamps. Oh, where are the stamps? Oh, maybe they're in this drawer. Oh my gosh, look at this drawer. It's got like all kinds of stuff inside. I got to start organizing this drawer. And while you're organizing the drawer, it's like, oh my God, here's the keys that the custodian was looking for. Oh, let me just go find Derek and give him those keys. And now you're out in the hallway looking for the custodian. And then the teacher's like, hey, can you just come here for a second? I was like, 1 second. You were supposed to be writing thank you cards. So before I continue, please give me a massive thumbs up or a giant yes if this is you. And it doesn't have to be the thank you card story. But if this is you, like you sit down to start doing something and you go on this massive tailwind. And you little man, while everyone's writing, are going to get a little bit of cushy. Oh, we love you. All right, lots of thumbs up. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. So, because guilty. Hi, Stephanie. Yep. Guilty. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Because again, we all have this in different parts of our life, right? So like, that's not to say that I never do that. That happens to me a lot. The thing is that when it comes to certain parts of, let's say, working with my clients or certain parts of the business or certain parts of my family life or whatever it is, and I really want to make sure that I'm not falling off the bandwagon, I have to set up the environment that's going to make it super easy for me to execute, like the thank you cards. So the first thing that we're going to do is totally, yeah. Jamie, hi Jamie and Nicole. So the first thing we're going to do is, I'm just looking at my notes over here. The first thing we're going to do is I want you to write down in the chat box, today's Sunday night, I want you to think about what is the one thing that has to happen before Wednesday that is going to give you the massive return on your time. So maybe there's camp registration that has to go out. Maybe there is a massive open house that's coming up that you need to finish putting flyers together for. I want you to write down what is one task. You are not allowed to write a to-do list. One thing in the comment section that has to be done before Wednesday. Go. You have 60 seconds on the clock because it shouldn't take you more than 60 seconds to write one thing that's on your to-do list. So let's see everyone do that. Write that one thing that's on your to-do list. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. You saying hi? Maybe a little tick-tock. You give the people a little smile, make it entertaining for them. Lisa says, as if I'm not entertaining enough. Lisa says, ensure that all staff complete the teacher survey. Okay, so Lisa has a teacher survey and all of her teachers have to complete it. Jamie, registration papers for parents. Tammy says, prepare for a meeting with the mothers. Okay. Anna Claus says she has to do a teacher memo, prepare presentation for a board meeting, get finances together for the accountant. Okay, so I am going to pick one of these and I'm going to show you parent newsletter. I'm going to show you guys the way that you're really supposed to break this down in a way that helps you get it done properly, okay? So let's say we have, let me see here. I'm going to take Lisa's, let's say, for example, okay? Ensure that all the staff complete the teacher survey, okay? It's a great goal, very, very vague, okay? How do you ensure that 25, 30, 45, 50-year-old adults complete a teacher survey, okay? So the end game is that the survey needs to be completed, but that's still too vague. What does it mean completed? Does it need to be in your inbox? Does it need to be on your desk? Does it need to be submitted to a Google form? Does it need to be sent to the rabbi? Does it need to be sent to the board? What does it mean complete? So I want you to put in the comment section what it means when the survey is complete. That's the first step. Like, what does that actually mean? That's step one, is that you're going to begin with the end in mind. So like, I'll give you a different example. Stephanie says she wrote parent newsletter. What does that mean? Do you have to type the parent newsletter? Do you have to curate content for the parent newsletter? Do you have to edit the parent newsletter? Do you have to just approve of what your assistant is typing up for the parent newsletter? So Lisa says they have to submit it via the SurveyMonkey. Okay, so now you need to put a time. So all teachers need to submit their survey via SurveyMonkey by Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got to get super, super, super clear on that, because then in your head, there's a deadline. Okay, so like, for example, we have another thing over here. Paula says, planning for infant toddler program. Super, super, super broad. What part of the infant toddler program needs to be done by Wednesday? Do you need to decide the hours on the infant toddler program? Do you need to decide on the food menu of the infant toddler program? Are you deciding how many children you're accepting? Are you deciding how much tuition you're charging? What part of the infant toddler program needs to be done by Wednesday? Okay, so I'll give you like another example. I'm redoing my website right now because it's really dated. And so the website I actually broke down into 10 different phases, because there's so many different parts of creating the website. And so by Friday, I have 4 specific projects that have to be met in order for the next phase of the website to happen, okay? So I could say, oh, I have to build my website. That's not gonna be done by the end of the week, but I have certain parts of the project that have to be done. So Stephanie says, I have to have it ready for editing, okay? So now we're getting even clearer, okay? How much time is it gonna take you to have it ready for editing? What kind of time block do you need? Do you need a 30-minute time block, a 90-minute time block? Again, you're guesstimating, but how much time realistically do you think you need to put that together? So while Stephanie's putting that into the comments section, I want all of you to look at what you wrote, and I want you to think to yourselves, what is the time block that I actually need in order to get this done? So again, going back to my website example, on my calendar every single day this week, I have a 90-minute time block that's titled website. And under that, I have a subtopic that actually says what part of the website I'm working on. So tomorrow, I'm actually working on the About page. Tuesday, I'm going to be working on some of the emails that come after people like join the website. So I have different 2 60-minute time blocks, uninterrupted time. Perfect. So you need 2 hours, but you wrote it as 2 60-minute time blocks, which means you're not going to be able to sit for 2 hours straight. You wanted to do it in 2 segments. Awesome. Now, each of you okay, need to decide on that time block. What is that block of time that you need to give? So you're writing to 60-minute. Nicole says 1 hour to 90 minutes, okay? Write 90 minutes because we usually underestimate how much time we actually need for a project. Once we write down the time block, we have to look at our calendar and say, where is this time being put, okay? So if I need 2 60-minute time blocks and it has to be done by Wednesday, that means I need 1 time block on Monday and 1 time block on Tuesday. Where in my calendar is that happening? Now, something that a lot of directors get tripped up in is they pick a time that is so unrealistic, and then when everyone keeps knocking on the door, they're like, you see, I can't lock my door. Well, of course you can't lock your door during morning arrival, and of course you can't lock your door during dismissal. So you need to be realistic about when you're locking the door, right? So you're picking those 2 time blocks. So let's say you decide, you know what? 9:30, it's really quiet. Everyone's already out of the building. There's barely any issues with the kids because everyone just settled in. I'm going to pick 9:30 to 10:30 on Monday and 9:30 to 10:30 on Tuesday, okay? So Jody says 30-minute prep and 60-minute with my assistant. Awesome. Again, just getting crystal clear on that. And then it has to go in the calendar. This is something that I teach my Inner Circle members when we had our goal planning session. Results follow the calendar, period. If it's not in your calendar, you're not going to see results from it. It's just not going to happen. And even if you are going to see results, it's not going to be consistent. It's going to be like a one-hit wonder that you actually did that one time. If you want it to be consistent, it has to be on your calendar. So everyone's going to open up their calendars. Again, this is a very different kind of Facebook Live, like we're doing this work together. So open up your phone, open up your calendar, and actually put inside over there, parent newsletter, 360, writing the copy, 45 minutes, whatever it is, like actually write that down in your calendar, okay? And I'm going to actually give a bonus action step for whoever wants to do this is actually take a screenshot of your calendar showing what you're doing and post it here in the comments. So you actually are doing accountability for yourself that it's there, it's going to get done. The final part of making sure that it actually gets done is communicating this time block. A lot of directors do this. They commit to the time block in their head, but then they don't tell other people that, by the way, this is a really important time for me, right? So for example, I am starting to work out again on Friday. My trainer's coming back to my house. We're starting to work out again. We're gonna get back in shape after this little one. And so I'm working out 9:30 to 10:30 every single Friday. So I'm not gonna be available during that time. Therefore, when I took that time slot, my husband and I spoke about it because I'm not going to be available. So is that anything that you need during that time? Is that not a good time? You know, how does that time work in our schedule in general with pickup, with whatever it is, with drop off? Fine, 9:30 to 10:30 is not a big deal. Great, perfect. Now it's in my calendar. It's sacred. Can't touch it. And so you have to communicate it to the people that are affected by that time. So when you're going to put that uninterrupted time and close your door, you actually have to tell your admin team, hey, I'm working on the parent newsletter. I'm closing the door. Guard it like a lioness. Do not let anyone come in here. Because let me tell you something, your teachers have been trained and you're enabling them to knock on your door for the stupidest things in the world when they could all wait 60 minutes. They don't need to bother you right now to show you the picture of that cute little kid. They don't need to bother you right now to ask you where the Elmer's glue is or where the black construction paper is. They don't need to bother you right now to ask you when is the school trip. That can all wait. I'm telling you, everything can wait. The problem is that we feel better when our doors open because we're needed. And it's really difficult to get past that phase, but that's where the real leadership steps in, when you're really stepping into that role. So Tammy says 2 60-minute sessions. So Tammy, you got to look at your calendar and ask yourself, where are those 2 60-minute sessions? And then you actually have to tell your husband, I'm not available. I'm turning off my phone. You won't be able to reach me. Just not available. Like, boom, just not. How do you handle if you're the only one as the admin team? It's not a problem. Your teachers need to know about it. So you actually, we had a director in the Inner Circle. Her desk was actually in the hallway She had no door, nothing. It was just in the hallway. And she put up a sign that said, do not disturb. When she went into like her time blocking time, she told her teachers about it and they didn't disturb her. Again, you have to respect your time. Okay, you can't expect anyone to respect your time if you're not going to respect your own time. It's no one's going to respect your time. I block out my time and things come up and time just goes right by. Yeah, so here's the thing, Rivka, and for everyone else, things are always going to come up. So that's why you have to decide, is that, am I really committing to this time block? Because if you're going to let the things come up, then you're not really committed to that time block. Also, it means that you don't have proper systems in place if things are consistently coming up all the time, right? So things come up in my life also. Things come up things are constantly coming up, right? But the thing is, I have a bucket to put them in, right? So think something could come up and then it's like, okay, I deal with this on Wednesdays. Or, you know, my accountant just sent me an email. He's like, hey, we're in January, you had a baby, we got to figure all this new stuff out with taxes and everything. I'm like, great. You can talk to me on Friday because that's when I talk about finances. No, I can't talk to you. I want to talk to you right now. I'm not available right now. I don't talk about money on Wednesdays. I talk about it on Fridays. So let's talk on Friday. I can't talk this Friday. No problem. Let's talk next Friday. I talk on Fridays. Period. End of statement. That's when I talk about finances. So I'm in charge of my time, right? Obviously, if it's someone that's super important or someone that, you know, they're a celebrity or whatever it is, or they're a big influencer and their calendar is crazy and they're traveling all the time, of course I'm going to make amends to my calendar and I'll make it my business to meet them. But most of the time, they'll work with your calendar. Okay, so let's wrap things up over here because this little guy is wants some of his own attention. So let's break down the steps. Step number 1 is get super specific about what that project is. Okay, so like when you guys got on, some of you were saying like different things that you wanted, but you didn't break it down all the way. So you have to break it down. That's step 1. Step 2 is to commit on the time block. Okay, what is that time frame that you actually need? Step 3 is put it in your calendar. Actually put it in your calendar. And step 4 is to let people know about it. You have to let your people know that, excuse me, you have to let your people know that this is the time block, that this is what you're doing, this is the time that you need, and you're not going to be available during that time. But at 11 o'clock, when you're done, you are blocking out 30 minutes of time to answer all questions that came in during that time. So that's the thing also, okay? Think about your kids. You let your kids know, hey, from 9 to 10, I'm with you guys, okay? I'm 100% here. I'm 100% focused. At 10 o'clock, mommy has a phone call and I have to take it. And I can't have anyone disturbing me for 10 minutes or whatever it is. Obviously developmentally appropriate, you know, but your teachers, they could wait, okay? So let me know in the comment section. You guys already let me know what that thing is that you have to do till Wednesday. Let me know in the comments who's really committing to it, okay? Who's not gonna let things come up and get in the way of them actually completing their projects. So let me know in the comments if you're committed, right? I commit, so that I know that you are 100% committed to this. Okay, Rivka, I'm so glad you theme your days. It's true. Theming your days is when you start becoming that real top performing director, because you're in the zone. You're bucketing all your things. It's great. You're in where you're supposed to be. Awesome. Laura, hello. Committing. Nicole, awesome. Let's see who else is in town. Jamie says you need 1.5 hours to copy and distribute what you had. All right, Jamie, you committing? Jody, let's see. Geraldine, hi, welcome. I think this is your first time that you're on a live session. It's great to see you. Stephanie, all righty. High five. I'm going to follow up with you, a Voxer. You know that. Totally going to be on you. Anna says, yes. Rivka, awesome. Jody says it's already in her calendar. Awesome, Jody. Committing, awesome. This is great. It's in her calendar. Okay, awesome. Guys, this has been amazing. I am going to be wrapping out Again, we're wrapping up episode 4 on how to filter distractions to get more done. Last episode, in episode 3, we spoke about ways to boost staff morale. So definitely jump into that one if you're interested in learning more strategies on how to boost staff morale. And then we also spoke about 3 different ways to raise your teachers as leaders. We spoke about that in episode 1. Again, all the episodes are in the video section, so you could definitely check all of those out. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you in the group. And if you're watching the replay, again, you can post any questions or anything like that. Bye for now, and little man is going to come on and say goodbye. Say good night. Good night. Alrighty, take care, everyone. All the best. Bye.